Good morning, everyone. This is Warrior316 with my Chicken Hunt IO review. This is your home screen. You need to be logged into a MetaMask or some other wallet for the game to work. Let's just dive on in here. Now you'll see you have a bunch of different things. You got home, store, PvP, balance on top. You have character stats, HNTs for hunter power. PvP is PvP power. That's what you do against another player, your defense, and the DPT, which is called depot. We're going to go over everything that you see here and then more. Down here on the weapon, you have strength and dexterity. We'll just click on one here real quick. Now if you look here in the middle, for every little bit you increase, the strength will increase both your hunter and your PvP power. Your hunter power is the amount of chickens you kill every second. If you're going to be an idle player, you want this number to be a lot bigger. I mean, they can be the same, it don't matter. But that's what you kill every second. So you can do a math equation of, like for me, 4,700 times 60 times 60 times 24. That'd be how many chickens I'd kill in a day. But you can't just store chickens all day. You're going to have to log on, submit them, and there's a whole process and how you make money, and I'm going to explain that pretty soon. Over here, you have the barriers, which is more or less your defense. You have constitution and resistance. They each add just to your base defense. And then you have your depots, which is what DPT is. And you think of a depot as like a backpack or a box. So let's say you have 10 million chickens and you have 10 depots. That person's only get 1 million chickens. The average person on the game usually is holding anywhere from 80 to 200 million chickens. Especially the higher end players, they're over 200 million, 300 million chickens. So if you have 9 depots, you can hit them for a really nice chunk and get a lot of chickens back. But if somebody has 90 million chickens with 9 depots, you're only going to get 10 million chickens back from the attack. Let's go over some PvP. Now here is your PvP. We're going to go through a round here real quick. Rematch, attack, rematch. We'll search wallet after wallet after wallet. Well, I'm bored. We'll just click on our list here. These are people I've attacked in the past. What's Caver got? 115, 119, 32. I keep a wide range of guys because, like this guy, he's got 5 depots, 50 million chickens. So if I hit him, I'd get just a little over 10 million chickens for an attack. And you can it's just simple math. So you just do 50 by 5 or 15 million by 5, and then see what your best cost ratio will be. We'll just go ahead and hit Henry right now. Gas is a little high today. Oop, I broke. Gas is a little high today. Usually, at least the last 2 weeks, gas has been almost as low as 6 cents. Not really much more than 10 cents. And right, for the most part, as long as you're hitting somebody for 10 million chickens or more, you're making 100%, not 100% profit, but you're making profit every attack. If you're using 7 cents in gas and you're hitting somebody for about 10 million chickens, you're making about 3 to 5 cents. Now a lot of times you'll find these guys who are loaded, you'll hit them for 7 cents and you're getting 20, 25 million chickens. So you're doubling your money every attack, if not a little bit better. So you come over here, hit submit. Never do any transaction on any Ether game with, and how can I say this? Do not lower your gas price from what they're asking for any Ether game. Your transaction will most likely get clogged up, and it'll just ruin your day. It's a pain in the butt to fix it. I usually will just go up a little bit. So we went from 2.2 to 2.5 gas. That'll just keep me ahead of the people who really, they're not busy. I'm a busy guy. I want to slam a bunch of things through. I'm usually playing 5 or 6 crypto games at a time, and the most I spend is maybe one extra penny. Oh, whoop-de-doo, a penny. Now that comes over to our wallet. This is how you can look at your transaction. Right now, things are a little goofy. Oops, success. It did say here, like 8 hours. Yeah, a lot of times that math is off, but that's why I always will go just a fraction over whatever the gas price is, just so I can make sure I get slammed through. And then you can see up here, I went from 22 million chickens to 35 million chickens. I hit Henry for 13 million chickens at the cost of 14 cents. I probably broke even on that one. I'd do the math. The math is very subject, more or less to opinion. I just do the easy part of the math for me is we've been averaging about 10 billion chickens turned in a day. Right here on your chicken altar. This is the total daily output of chickens. I usually end up turning in around a billion. A billion gets me, well, I got it written down here somewhere. Basically, a billion gets me about $12, depending on how much Ethereum you're fighting over this day. And I free farm 400 million chickens a day. So ideally, I make $4 a day. And then I usually attack for 5 to 6 million, 100 million chickens a day. And then you can just do your math from there. I spent the first 3 days writing down every attack, who I hit, how much it cost. And that cost to return on investment ratio is very subject to what the current gas price is and what Ether's trading at. So basically, as long as you're hitting people for 10 million chickens or more for less than 11 cents, you should always be making at least a penny profit per attack. But if you're lucky enough to be hitting the 15, 20 million chicken players, every time you're doubling the cost of the attack. So down here is your chicken altar. When you do PvP, this is where your chickens end up. You hit your put chicken button down here. They end up over here on the chicken altar, which you can see. So right now there's 9 billion. I've turned in almost 700 million. We're fighting over 70% of the Ethereum spent yesterday, and that is how much I'm going to get in return. Now it seems like a little, but I've already, I don't know, last week I made damn near 80 bucks putzing around with this thing. You come on up to your balance. Now when this timer here runs out in 2 hours and 45 minutes and 18 seconds, what you have here in your estimated revenue will end up here in your incomes. Now you can either hit the move the ether balance button, which will just cost you another transaction, or you wait a little while, you do some attacks, and then after you put your chickens back on your chicken altar, it'll automatically roll over to your ether balance. Then over here on the stock side, you have total supply, which is CHS stands for chickens, so total chicken supply. And you have your My Shares and dividends. Your My Shares is based off of how much you spent. The total supply changes over time off of how much money the people in the world spend. And you make back, what was it, 10% of what was spent yesterday every day based off of what your My Shares is. So maybe, I don't know, $10,000 were used yesterday. I'd wake up to a lot of money in my dividends. The game is still small, it's still growing. I've seen the total Ethereum we're fighting over range anywhere from 0.5, I think 3, so just a little over half of an Ethereum, down to 2.8, so just over a quarter Ethereum. It bounces back and forth day to day. And you don't really have to stick a lot of money into the game. You can start off with $100 and make sure you just get your defense up to about 500, so the noobs can't attack you. Get your attack over about 2,000, 2,500, and then get at least 4 depots. That way you're not, when somebody wants to attack you and you're sitting up for your 50 million chickens, that you're not just going to get free farmed to death. Definitely need at least a minimum of 4 depots if you're going to get anywhere. And if you're an active PvPer, you can make that, you know, $8 to $10 a day. It seems like a little, but it really don't take much to grow your character. Right now my character, I think, I stuck 120 or 150 in, and then I cashed out 80, stuck that in, so I got like $200 into it, and now I'm already back up to whatever this was in the last week. I'm enjoying the game. It's a good time, easy money, and out of all the crypto games I'm playing, Chicken.io is pretty much the only one that's paying me daily. And it's not a collectible game. So many dang quote blockchain games are just glorified collection games. There's nothing collection about this. Money comes in, money goes out. Only 4% of the money that comes in are going to the developers. And Chicken Hunt's ranked anywhere from, I think it made top 5 on DApp's radar before. Trying to think of what else I can tell you guys. Oh yeah, you got your store. This will add your overall defense. This will add your overall offense. So let's say you had 10,000 offense. Hey, look at this. It'll be times. Bleh. It'll be exponentially. Yeah, words. Yeah, I'm not the best at this review stuff. I might have to start over. Probably not. Then you got your merchant. You get 1% of the daily Ethereum spent back. Now you're looking at this like, why would you want to buy this stuff? Well, somebody's going to buy it from you. I've seen the Stonehenge and Catapult change hands 2 or 3 times now, and every time it's bought and sold, the price goes up a little bit more. So if, I can't remember the percentage amount. Let's say you bought this from Caber, the merchant cart, for 1.8 Ethereum. Then if he wants to buy it back from you, he's probably going to end up paying like 2 Ethereum. So you just made a quarter. I can't remember the percentage. It goes up every time the transaction happens. But then you got your pet. Pretty self-explanatory. Alpaca gives you defense. The red fox gives you hunting power, so on and so forth. Then you got the owl, hound, raccoon. Overall, this is a pretty cheap upgrade. I mean, you can max this guy out. So you can go through, or you can go 48 all the way up to, you can get 700 extra attack power for 0.8 ETH. That's pretty darn cheap. If you're a new player, I'd probably split it between the red fox, your monkey, and when it comes over to the strength, because the strength can get expensive real quick. I mean, boom, boom, boom. I mean, you're already at a quarter ETH to be stronger. But like I said, the profit on the math is very subjective. To me, as long as gas stays under 12 cents and you're attacking people for your basically 12 cents and 10 million chickens, to me is almost 100% break even. You're really not making anything. If you're hit, but it averages out if you are losing. The one day there's 2 or 3 hours where all I could do was hit people for 10 million chickens. And then when I got home that night, people were just must not have been paying attention. For 2 hours, all I did was slay people for 25 million chickens apiece, so it averaged out. We'll just turn this in real quick so you guys can see how. Oop, lost. Ugh, that's gonna be expensive, but this is a lesson. So 20 cents, yeah, it's really not profitable. I would not attack anybody for 20 cents unless you can get 20 to 25 million chickens, because at that point it's break even. Still, I'm doing this just for educational sake. So I'm gonna submit it. You'll see the 38 million chickens go from the chicken altar, get kicked over here to the my chicken. Then you'll see my estimated revenue change. Oh, I wonder why gas is so high today. The market dipped a lot yesterday afternoon. I wonder if it's still popping down or if there's a new casino bingo lottery bull crap going on. If anybody knows, send me a message. I hate when gas is all over the place. But yeah, sorry for the terrible review, guys. I haven't done too many of these. I even have like a flowchart of things to talk about in front of me, and I stare at it and I'm like, oh god, I'm not doing the greatest, am I? But pretty much, as long as you can I would try to get your character up to 2 or 3,000 hunter slash PvP power, at least 500 defense so the super noobs can't hit you, and at least a 4 depot so you can. It allows yourself to get enough chickens, because it costs, if you're turning in chickens every time you got 20 million chickens for the cost of 7 cents, it's just going to cost you just that much more overall in the end. It's all about that return on investment. Sometimes you got to reload everything for it to update. I see people complain a lot of times, or I tacked, why isn't it updated in my Ultra Chicken? Well, you just sent your information halfway around the world to get processed. It's got to come back, get updated on the server. I mean, that stuff takes time, so you can just simply reload it. Boom, all updated. I had 600 and something. Now I'm at 728, and I got just a little more estimated revenue. Now, yeah, let's just do it real quick. 0.027. I'll just make 0.027 times. I don't know what the current price is. We'll just go 430. That's 11 bucks. It's not, and you don't have to make yourself a slave to the game. I play this when I'm drinking my morning coffee. I wake up an hour before work. I turn in my chickens from about 7 or 8 hours of sleeping, which is, we can figure that out real quick. 4,700 times 60 times 60 times 7. That's 118 million chickens. I mean, turn that in, then I attack 5 or 6 times while I'm waking up in the morning. The attack timer's 10 minutes. So you can attack, basically, you could wake up, dump 100 million, throw another 100 million before you go to work, log on your phone, dump another couple attacks out there, putzing on your phone at work, as long as you don't have a high stress job or something where they watch you every minute. I mean, there's a lot of potential here. I like it. Like I said, I already pulled 80 out. I'm sitting here with, what is that, another 60, 70? 0.128 times, we'll go 430. 55, but if Ether comes back up to 50, I'm sitting at 57. And that's just from daily gains. Now, if you think about return on investment over the course of a month, let's say you throw $200 into it, and you pull $10 a day, 30 days in a month, you're already ahead 100 bucks. So it's that simple. Something else to putz with. Well, thank you guys. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna watch this and start over. This is terrible. I'm so sorry. But have a good day.